guys, Ash here, Ray Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. We have another champion guide on the way today. This time on Brakus the Shifter, Force Affinity, Legendary Skinwalker, Halloween Fusion of 2019. 5 years old on good old Brakus. What better way to celebrate than to, well, have a guide for this champion finally here on the channel. A lot of guide requests. I'm just going to give a shout out to everybody and not name all of your names, but I appreciate all of you guys who are active in the comments, giving me good champion guide requests, ideas on a daily basis. So thank you so much to all of you guys. This one, as I said, there's like 30 or more requests, so I won't read them all, but let's go ahead and take a look at this champion and see if he still has it after all these years.
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
So Brakus the Shifter, man, this guy looks so awesome. Back in the day, he was a hot commodity, right? One of the first fusions, early fusions, I would say, in the entire game. And man, everybody wanted to get a piece of this dude. A lot of damage, a lot of hits, right? He's famous for a 6-time hitter on his A2 and a 3-time hitter on his A3, and then unfortunately a 1-time hitter on his A1. But let's go ahead and take a look at his entire kit and again evaluate how good is he. Does he need a buff here in 2024, almost 2025, or is he still good? Does he still have it? He's an attack-based champion. Again, he looks super cool. His base stats leave a lot to be desired. He's not the fastest champion in the world, but that base defense, 793, he's squishy. The good news is he has a lot of lifesteal built into his kit, so where, you know, even if he does take a hit, take some damage, as long as he doesn't die, and even if he does die with a passive, he's able to heal himself up. So don't be deterred and thrown off and upset when you initially look to see, oh man, this guy's an absolute glass cannon. Innocent Blood is A1 ability, attacks one enemy, heals this champion by 15% of the damage inflicted. It does have solid multipliers, so you are inflicting enough damage here to actually get a significant heal out of that 15%. On the A2, Full Moon Rampage. I love the name of this ability. It's a 3-turn cooldown when booked. Attack one enemy 6 times. That is the most hits on one ability in the game, I want to say, right? Is there anybody else with 6 hits and one ability? I don't think so. The first hit has a 75% chance or 100 of placing the big version of Weaken for 3 turns. That's 100% uptime on the Weaken because it's on a 3-turn cooldown. That's very, very good. This champion also heals by 25% of the damage inflicted or 50% if they're under a Fear or True Fear. So again, that built-in heal. 6 freaking hits. It really does feel like a rampage when he goes in with those purple claws of his. On the A3, Hunter's Howl. 4-turn cooldown when booked. Place an increased attack on all allies for 3 turns. That's really solid, right? Increased attack coming from an attack-based nuker. You don't find that very often in the game for them to bring it for everybody. Really solid there. And then a triple hitter to really parlay with a 6-times hitter. Makes him, even despite only the single target hit on his A1, in non-ally attack teams, or I guess even in ally attack teams, he's very good for Fire Knight, right? Those 9 hits on those 2 abilities is really, really valuable. All right, so each hit also has a 75% chance of placing a True Fear debuff for 1 turn. 75% is very, very good, very dependable, given that it's a triple hitter and it happens on each hit. 75% chance of placing a Fear debuff on 2 random enemies for 1 turn if you place the True Fear debuff. So the difference between Fear and True Fear for new players out there, both give you a 50% chance of losing your turn when you're under a Fear or True Fear. It's the same percentages. The only difference is under Fear, if you lose your turn, you still can go back and use that ability that you wanted to do on the next turn. On True Fear, that ability goes on cooldown, so it's like you used it, only you didn't use it. All right, on the passive, Beast Mode. Damage increases by 40% when this champion's HP drops below 40%. That's a big damage boost when he's low on HP. We'll talk about how he can take an advantage of that in just a moment. On a 5-turn cooldown, revives this champion with 20% HP when killed and immediately grants an extra turn. So when you kill him, that's what we said earlier. Even when you do kill him, he still has a second breath, right? It's on a 5-turn cooldown, which means it resets every 5 turns. As long as you can keep him alive for another 5 turns, he'll revive himself again, right? And he'll go immediately, which can be amazing, can be super strong. So how are we building this champion? Well, we'll talk about the build in a moment. Let's talk about his multipliers, right? Because he's a damage dealer. Thanks to Hades.com. On his A1, Innocent Blood, a 3.75 multiplier that's very, very strong, very good for an A1 ability, and keep in mind he is healing off that too. He has a 0.97 on his A2. That's a godlike overall damage ranking because it's a 6-time hitter, right? So very, very solid there. Basically a 5.9 multiplier, give or take there on all 6 when you add them up. All right, and a triple hitter, another godlike damage rating. One of the best raw damage dealers in the game. Put him up there with like a Turvold in that regard. A 2.3 multiplier on his A3, and that's a triple hitter. So the multipliers are definitely there on this guy. What do they give him overall? A 3.5 overall score on Brakus. And honestly, I agree with that ranking. I really love this champion. Super fun, super cool. I love any Halloween champion I love, right? Except for Masked Fearmonger. But his utility has been crept a little bit over the years. You just don't see him as much. He used to be a go-to damage dealer for Clan Boss. Clan Boss meta has evolved a bit. He used to be a go-to damage dealer for Arena. And then like Ultimate Death Knight came out, you know, which obviously he can get around with his A2 and his A3, but the single target hitter on his A1 kind of stinks. Not just that, it's just like there's compelling AoE damage dealers out there right now that are, you know, more meta, more popular than Brakus. Doesn't mean you can't have some fun with this dude and absolutely just decimate your opponents and control them at the same time with the True Fear. Other area rankings, Fire Knight, obviously, with all those hits. We already talked about that. Doom Tower, what did they say? Regular Clan Boss, 3.5. Good damage. And he brings that weaken. Don't sleep on the weaken. Sometimes it's easy to get that increased or decreased defense champion for Clan Boss. And then it's hard to find that weaken champion as well. It's really cool to have a damage dealer bring weaken and increase attack for everybody, right? So let's go ahead and give him a shot here, guys. Let me show you what I have for gear first. You can build this champion like a typical nuker, savage, lethal, cruel gear, right? Or you can put, we never use this set, and a lot of you probably already know where I'm going here. We never use this set anymore, but Swift Parry was basically built for Brakus the Shifter, right? We get extra on a 4-piece, we get 18% speed, we get 30% crit damage, and then we have a 50% chance to get unkillable for 1 turn when hit with a fatal hit. Why is this so powerful on Brakus the Shifter? Swift Parry is so good on him because A, it gives us that second chance at like another life, right? He's like a cat. Yeah, or a wolf cat. He's got 9 lives, right? So if that procs, the Swift Parry, we'll have unkillable. And then even when that's stripped away, if they do go in there and kill him, he's still going to come back to life. Moreover, the Swift Parry, the unkillable from the Swift Parry, let's just say he already revived himself, but it's only been 4 turns and it hasn't fully reset that passive. Well, you can get the unkillable for that extra turn to cover you for 1 more turn so he can revive himself. But the most important thing that it implicates in his kit is the extra damage increase. You get a 40% damage increase when he's sitting there on no HP, right? On 1 HP when the unkillable is active. That gives you another turn taking advantage. I say another turn because when he comes back to life, he's obviously going to be below 40% HP, so you get that damage boost on the beast mode resurrection as well. Really cool synergy there. I have Brimstone on him. I was using him in Fire Knight back in the day and in Clan Boss, so that's the reason that I went with Brimstone. I think those are totally fine. However, probably the most popular for Fire Knight would be Phantom Touch. Phantom Touch, probably going to be the go-to. I said I was using him in Fire Knight, which I was, but mainly for Clan Boss, the Brimstone. So I would say most players probably go Phantom Touch, but I like Brimstone for Clan Boss. Either way, you're going to be fine. For Masteries, I went with War Master here. This is kind of a PvE build, I would say. And I went with all the healing masteries. These masteries are actually, believe it or not, like 3 years old. I have not touched them on Brakus. But let's go ahead and, I don't want to pay the gems. I don't want to pay the gems. Forget it. I was going to say, let's rebuild him for just the arena. But you know what I'm going to do instead? I'm going to go ahead and refer you guys to hellhades.com to see the arena masteries on this champion. The biggest difference, obviously, is going to be that picking up Helm Smasher, right? Helm Smasher, in addition to, he does need accuracy, so there's nothing wrong with going with the accuracy masteries as well on the support tree if you don't want to get those extra healings. I'm surprised that I went with all the healing masteries on him because he usually does a pretty good job even without them, kind of taking care of himself. Hell Hades for PvP on the nuker build, they do recommend going down Ruthless Ambush, coming down to Helm Smasher on the left-hand side. And they recommend, going with defense, going with Blast Proof to mitigate AoE damage, Resurgent to cleanse, delay death, and then to Retribution to get that counterattack, and also the heals. All right, guys, enough talking about this dude. Let me show you quickly what we have for gear on him, and then let's move to the arena. We have attack on the ring. We have crit damage on the amulet. We have accuracy on the banner, because I really do want to land the True Fear and the Weaken. So accuracy is important on this champion, albeit we have 285. That's not going to be enough in most situations for the arena, but it should be enough in most areas for PvE. Of course, scale that appropriately based on where you are in your account. We have speed on the boots, attack percentage on the chest, crit damage on the gauntlets, and then we're just looking for speed, crit rate, crit damage, and attack percentage on our substats on the rest of the gear. All right, guys, let's do this. I only really have like one Swift Parry nuker set on my entire account, and he gets it. Let's go ahead and test out his damage a little bit. I don't love going against UDK, but as I said earlier, it's not the end of the world on this champion. I have him with just like an all-out support team here. He's the only damage dealer, so we need to keep him alive. The good news is this guy's easy to keep alive. I mean, he does it himself. He has Swift Parry and he has Beast Mode, right? And we have a Reviver on the team anyway. All right, let's go in here. Let's Lydia debuff. We have Arbiter, Lydia. We have Shuzen. Should have come in there and grant instant turns, which is very nice. But right now, we don't need it. We can go with the A3 instead. All right. We can kill anybody we want to here, right? The bummer is we can't kill everybody. There's no AoE in this champion's kit, and there's 2 revivers on the team. But let's go ahead and take out Elva. Boom! Okay, 54K. Was hoping for a little bit more, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Now, granted, we have a Cruel piece on for a 5% ignore defense, but we do not have Helm Smasher. Let's give him another instant turn here. Let's go in with the A2 and kill the other reviver. There we go. But wait. He got petrified. He got petrified. You're ruining my man's spotlight here, Mithrala. I'm like, wait, that was one hit. Where's the rest? All right, Lydia blocks that first revive. Let's go in there and hopefully get this petrified beast to actually get a turn. That'd be great. All right, let's try to block our active skills there on Arbiter so she cannot come in and revive the other reviver and healer. And now he gets sheeped. Sun Wukong, are you serious, dude? You're ruining this guy's spotlight. Some of these people in the comments have been waiting years to get a shot at taking a guide or taking a look at this champion in depth. And now look at this. They're ruining it. They're ruining his time in the sun here. All right, let's go on. All right, can we get a turn, please? Even if they try to kill him, that's going to be fine. We have so many mechanics at our disposal here. Let's A1 and kill Arbiter. I don't care, man. 122,000. That's more like it in terms of damage here. Now, they're going to obviously target him. He's going to die, but he beast modes and gets an extra turn immediately. So now we can full moon rampage and resisted absolutely everything there, which is kind of a bummer. But we're still looking pretty good here, right? All right, let's come in with the A3 again. I love we didn't get the Swift Parry proc, as you guys saw, but I love that we just get a lot of turns for a champion who, there we go. A lot of turns for a champion who's only a single target damage dealer just allows him to do a lot, right? All right, it took us a while. It wasn't the best showcase, but we finished that team off. Let's go for a little bit of a tankier team here, right? How about this Marichka Siegfried team? Now, we can't kill Siegfried last because he'll revive everybody, so we want to work on him right away. The good news is he is magic affinity, which is great for Force Affinity, right? Which is another reason I love Brakus being a Force Affinity champion. Let's come in here. I want to try the A3 here, and I want to try it against Marichka. So let's see if we can kill her. Oh, yeah. So Marichka's down. That's great. Let's... Arbiter, don't pick her up. Don't. Okay. I keep forgetting that we have... I'm such an idiot. I keep forgetting that we have Lydia on the team. So we purposely went for Siegfried there because we want to proc that unkillable. Now let's give another turn to Brakus. Now we can come in there and take care of the reviver. Now we're just going to basically mess around with poking away at Siegfried because we do not want to kill him last, as I mentioned earlier. So let's just keep going, keep going. We can also see that we have him feared right now as well. Or is it true fear? What do we have? Fear. Okay. Let's just keep going in there on Siegfried. As soon as he takes a turn here, there we go. Now we can get in there And Brakus, do what Brakus does, my friend. A1, can we kill him with just the A1? He has that's a juicy multiplier on that A1, isn't it, guys? That's really, really solid there. All right, let's do one more run. That was good taking out Marichka and Siegfried. Let's go again. I want something a little bit tankier here. How about this squad's really annoying and tanky. So is this one. They're basically very similar. Let's go against this squad here. All right. So they have Sun Wu as a damage dealer. And the rest of the team, we're just going to have to dismantle this team one champion at a time. We're obviously going to go ahead and target their Reviver first. However, we do have to keep in mind that she's Spirit Affinity, so it might take a while. Let's go with we haven't watched enough Full Moon Rampage, and obviously we do have a triple hitter on this A3, but UDK is going to soak up one of those 3 hits. So, ooh, we took her down even with the negative affinity matchup. I love it. I love it. Oh, that was a hell of a job there, huh? Now we put block active skills. We actually got it to land on Mithrala as well. Let's give him another turn. Let's go with the A3, see if we can pop off. Boom, UDK down. See, he put some work in, guys. He put some work in. And the cool thing is, you don't even have to worry about him dying, right? We have the Swift Parry, and then we have the Beast Mode anyway. So it's really cool to just, it's tough to get rid of this dude, you know? Going with the A1. Again, hard-hitting A1. You gotta love it. Really solid here. He's not like the best meta PvP champion, but he's fun, isn't he? Isn't he? All right, let's go to Clan Boss here, guys, and let's see what kind of damage he can do here. So I have to buy the stupid key, which is annoying. But Ultra Nightmare, I'm using Dark Kale right now as my DPS. I'm gonna go ahead and put Brakus in and see if we can easily get a he's going to be my weakened champion as well. That's perfect. Great. Okay. Let's just quick battle it. I'm not going to do anything. Leave him in there. See what kind of damage he can do. He's my only DPS on the squad, obviously. No poisons or anything like that. Just coming in with a raw damage and the brimstone. The moment of truth. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Look at that. 150 million damage. No big deal. Krisk, by the way, is not necessary on this team. He's just there. They're helping out. Can never go wrong with Chris. It's a buff extender, but any buff extender will do in that spot. We have Ancherite, who's a buff extender. I used to run Malkith Bloodflock in the spot of Krisk as well. So, but Brakus, back to Brakus, man. Like super, super solid damage. Really great with the Brimstone. He can heal himself. As you guys can see, there's no Reviver on the team, even though we do have the Wixwell shield, so there's that, right? But great for damage and Clan Boss. Very fun for wave content as well. Doom Tower, Centranos. Good control from this champion, right? With the True Fear and Fear on 2 other targets. So overall, I still love Brakus. I still think he's a very solid champion. But I would love to see maybe a little buff to him as well, because I want him to be as awesome as he is right now as he was back in the day, have the same impact on your account. And nowadays, if you pull a Brakus, it's not like you're going to be disappointed, but it's probably not the #1 legendary on your wish list here in 2025 almost, right? Anyway, guys, you let me know what you think of this champion. I do think he's a champion to invest in, Use your books on, go for Masteries, if you think you can actually find a use case for him, either in the arena, Clan Boss, wave content, or Fire Knight. Thank you so much for watching until the end of the video, and as always, take care, guys.